Just tired of seeing our people suffer in every facet of life. Our healing is generations overdue. But where can we turn to for healing?
Disrespected person in America is the black woman. The most unprotected person in America is the black woman. The most neglected person in America is the black woman.
A lot of the time, your respect for a woman comes like through attractiveness. You know what I'm saying? So if my respect for you only comes through attractiveness, then I don't respect you at all, and I don't respect like women in general at all. You know what I'm saying? And so I think that like has to shift in its like conversation as well. It's like you can't disrespect somebody just because you find them attractive. You feel me?
Yeah, and that's real. Like,
no, that happens a lot.
People probably are confused, but it's like if you like a girl, or if you're trying to get a girl, let's say, like if you be getting phases, whatever, y'all just start talking and you like her, like you're going to not fake it, but like you're gonna kind of respect her more. Like you're gonna treat her in a certain way, right? And then when you kind of get comfortable or you get your true colors come out, and it's not, maybe like some things might be considered disrespect, but it's like that. Like I'm more inclined to speak to you this way because I'm attracted to you, or because I'm trying to kind of like get with you. But like, and it's like, and women see it, and I know y'all see it, and it's a switch. Like in the club or wherever, if a man is trying to get you, oh, you look good, you this, you that, da 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 da. You told me you got a boyfriend, now you a bitch. Now you ugly. Now
you a hoe.
Like damn.
You be just low. Like it's the low blood.
Yeah,
and
it's
that, it comes to speak to that like same thing. Like and the overarching thing was like the protection. Like I can't protect you if I don't respect you. You feel me?
Right. And that is also probably like why it's not done enough, because there's a lack of respect there. You shouldn't only have respect. And I know respect is earned, not given. You know what I'm saying?
A certain amount of respect.
A certain amount of respect should just be given, because why would you disrespect me if I haven't given you a reason? You know what I'm saying? It's just basic human respect. You know what I'm saying? You should treat everybody at a certain level just because like you ain't done nothing to me.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? So like have that for a black man. Have that for a black woman, simply because she's a black woman. Period. Like it shouldn't be, you don't need to know her. You don't need to ever come across her. But if you see that she's in a situation where she could use a little help or a little protected for this conversation, then do that just off the fact that she's a black woman, because that could be your mom. That's somebody's mom. That's somebody's sister. That's somebody's daughter. You know what I'm saying? And you know, it's a small world. You might run into this girl next week. Because, and then she looking at you because y'all done got into a little scuffle. And you was just sitting there just looking stupid.
Right.
But we ain't gonna talk about if it was like that. But we gonna just do that.
No, you know, I think another thing is we have to acknowledge how connected we are with one another as black people, especially on a local scale, right? Like you up in Denver or whatever the case is, there's only certain places where you can go where it's predominantly black people. And within those communities, there's only one fucking grocery store that you can go to. There's only one elementary, middle school, high school. There's only so many places that you guys, that we have afforded to us within these communities. And we cross paths more, like a lot. You know, even if I don't know this person, like, we have that connection, not only strictly because of us being black people, because we see the way black people are, right? Like, black people gravitate towards black people just for being black. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, so not only because of that, but also because, oh, you know, whether I've seen this person over here, or I went to school with this person, or your mom, or my mom, or however, you know, and when we sit, once we acknowledge that, you know, that connection that we all have, like, personally, I'm not from Colorado, right? Wasn't born here or anything like that. Lived here for 7 years though, and I have connections with people in Colorado. I have a connection to Colorado. Why? Because when I moved here, you know, I can only go to certain places. There's only certain places that black people are at. So, you know, even though I don't currently live here no longer, you know, when all that stuff was going on, and when you just see everything that goes on, you know, particularly in Colorado, for me, you know, I still feel an obligation, strictly because, like I said, of that connection. And it should be, I can make the case that it's a lot stronger for people who are born here and, you know, whose family roots are from here, and, you know, all they know is Colorado, or all they know is Denver, or whatever the case is. So, you know, once we become more aware of that, then that turns us in the right direction. And then the things that put us, that actually like lead us down the right direction is, like I said, addressing these things. and understanding that no matter what it is, these things are happening to whoever in our community, gay, trans, woman, man, kid, whatever the case is, that we have an obligation to one another. And, I just wanted to touch on that because I think that often gets overlooked, because we only think we have a connection to people that we know or people that we spoke to or whatever the case is. But the connection runs far more deeper than that. Just like crossing paths with one another. And then you never know. I might have crossed paths with somebody like 8 years ago. And then, down the road, I'm like, oh shit, like, I remember I saw you and blah, blah, blah. Now look at us, we're cool, or whatever the case is. So that connection is a real intricate part into, us progressing as Black people. But what were y'all talking about? I was saying, what was the last thing that you guys were just talking about? Oh, the coercion thing, only respecting women that we're attracted to and all that. I think one thing that Black women do is they do turn the other cheek to, like you said, certain situations because they would deem it as being small, right? It's like, oh, if he's not, if I don't feel like my safety is like in an imminent threat, then I can ignore this, or this is something I can, brush to the side. And it's like, nah,
And there's a happy medium. Like there's a happy medium with, addressing certain things. Like obviously, if you're feeling uncomfortable in a situation, in a sexual situation, if you feel uncomfortable, all those things should be addressed.
Yeah.
Right? Because like anything sexual is a touchy topic.
Yes.
So anything in that life should be addressed.
Yeah.
But there is definitely a happy medium with every little thing, you know what I'm saying, you're addressing in whatever situation it may be. Like you might be in the club and he might have just, you know what I'm saying, elbow drop or something, you know what I'm saying, and hit you in your boob or something like that. Like there's a way to handle certain situations, but you just have to know that, but you have to be first comfortable. Like I said, I would rather every situation get addressed than nothing be addressed.
Absolutely.
If that's the opposite ends of the spectrum that you're on.
It's that pick and choose, man.
Yeah.
You can't pick and choose.
Like address that.
You can't pick and choose when certain principles apply. You can't pick and choose when you're going to do this and do that.
Yeah.
You can't pick and choose. You have to be one way. So, for example, if you want to be, a fucking asshole, then be an asshole like all the time. Don't try to switch it up because once you start to do that, it leaves room for people to poke holes into your character or to say, or to make certain assumptions about you, and, I know that may be like small, but, I just say that to say, you can't pick and choose no matter if it's small or fucking big. It does not matter. If you pick and choose, that you give room for certain things to be assumed about you. Like for example, if you pick and choose when you want to speak about your homeboy being a fucking rapist, right? Like if you talking and we already seen it. We seen hella fucking people talking about other people and other partners doing this and doing that, and then once it was revealed that their partners was doing this and doing that,
right.
It was like.
No, we have nothing to say. Like, no, keep it up.
It's like, hold on. Like, so just be one way, man. That, like, just from the smallest to the biggest, just be one way,
And that all goes back to minding our business.
Yep.
Mind your business. Like, that's not something that you should mind your business about. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not.
I personally feel like if you're going to mind your business, like, mind it all the time. Like,
right. Don't ever speak.
If you don't want to, just don't say nothing then. I could respect that more than you picking and choosing when you want to talk about some shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you gonna be quiet about something, like, bro, just be quiet about everything. It doesn't matter what it is. We don't need your input. You know what I'm saying? If you can be outspoken about everything, be outspoken all the time. It's just you see that a lot, and it's fucking it's sad. But now that we acknowledge the issue, right? It's like, okay, one thing that you brought up, as far as, solution or what we need to do moving forward, right? One of them was men holding other men accountable. Another thing that I think is important to know is that women invalidate other women's trauma as well.
Absolutely.
Right?
Sure.
So
absolutely.
Women play a role in this shit too.
In the same way, like
exactly.
And I feel like it's more detrimental when it is
a woman. Hell
because
yeah.
it's like, damn.
You're supposed to understand
if not nothing, you should be getting the respect, the support, whatever you want to call it, from another Black woman, and not to say that every woman has been in a situation where it was like he was kind of on some weird shit.
Yeah.
But like I know a lot of I know my friends have been in a situation where you're like, nah, he was definitely like on some weird shit. Like he was on some creepy shit. Like if you've been in situations like that and a woman tell you like, if screenshots come out and if you don't have nothing in certain situations, like I understand the social media and I understand that you have an opinion. So yes, technically you can say what you want to say when you want to say it and how you want to say it.
Yeah.
But in certain situations like sexual assault, anything sexual preference, sexual orientation, all of that is a sensitive topic. So I feel like most people should feel like if you don't have nothing nice to say about it and you're not in support of it, then just stay out of it.
You ain't helping.
In those situations, if you ain't helping, you hurting. Go talk about it with your friend. Go get in the
meals and we ain't fasting. I came up, I gotta have it. I felt rain, ain't felt compassion. Sun came up, I know. When it rains, it pours.
You serious, bro? Like, have you ever like really had a conversation about sexual assault or sexual harassment? Like,
No.
I was never taught that. I know. You feel me?
Sexual assault, consent, none of that shit. I ain't never had nobody say
None of that.
Tell
So
me,
I think.
Tell me that.
Right. So I think like.
that's also a problem.
Right. It's definitely a problem.
Education.
Yeah. We're definitely very uneducated about it. But I think like if you got fucking common sense.
Yeah.
And sometimes niggas don't. But we need to put that into like the youth now.
But it feels sunny this morning. Said it feels sunny this morning.